Thank you so much. I have an assistant out there in the crowd, as you can see. Since this is a children's book, it is illustrated, and I'm the illustrator, and I'm also the writer. The book is published by Green Writers Press in Brattleboro. This is the last of the first edition that I have. I have a couple copies if anybody is interested in buying. It'll come out in a different format in probably 6 months to a year. So these are the last very valuable hardcover first edition. I did look on Amazon once, and they had it for sale at one point for $50 at some sort of collector's place. Those are people who collect, I guess, first edition. I'm not saying that for you to buy the books from me for $50. It'd be kind of nice. They are $17.95. I'll sell them to you for $15 today. Anyway, so this is a book. It's about climate change. There's also a book about Nepal in India. My background's anthropology. I have a PhD in anthropology, and I did work in that area. I did work in India and Nepal. In 2011, I made a trip to Nepal to get stories from the jungle where the tigers live, and to meet children, to see how they thought about the tiger, what the local villagers, how they related to the tiger, what problems they had with tigers, such things. The point being, the book is not necessarily about tigers, but it's about what people can do in communities to save the forest and save the forest to save the tiger, etc. So the story is actually based on local characters. It's not folklore per se. It's not not a story from there, but it's a story with the characters that they use in their rather comical stories about these animals. There's a monkey, and there's a jackal, and there's a tiger. And the stories have it that the tiger's usually trying to be the tiger, and the monkey's trying to pull the tiger's tail, and the jackal is playing tricks and things like this. So it's really funny, the original story. The layout of the book, the layout of the story is all based on what the children there have told me. So, with that note. And it's, like I said, it's a children's book. That first page. Being a children's book, there's not many words, picture books, there's not many words in it. So I'll just read this very quickly. At the base of the Himalayan mountains, where fields touch the village edge, is a flat land known as the Tarai. For many generations, people called the Tarus have lived here on small farms surrounded by jungles. So I'm having her show you the images because I can hold it up like this, but it's really hard for you to see them. When I do the film, apparently they're going to use JPEGs from the book. Anjali lived in a Tarai village with her parents, her grandmother and grandfather, one brother, and two sisters. That summer was drier and hotter than the villagers could remember. There was very little water in the river. One day a tiger left the forest. She crossed the riverbed and walked through a field near the village. Afraid, the people ran to their houses. The tiger looked at the sky. He returned to the forest. You see, the tiger comes. There is no rain, said a woman. The tiger is angry. She took the rain, said a man. Why is the tiger angry? Anjali said to her best friend Usha, let's go to the forest and ask Tiger why she took the rain. They ran across the field and over the riverbed to the other bank. They pushed their way through the tall, hot grass, lifted up a branch, and entered the forest. Sunlight played through the trees and made patterns on their clothes. They heard the voices of birds and monkeys. Insects buzzed and creatures moved in the leaves at their feet. The air was heavy with the smell of dry grass and leaves. It's so quiet here, said Usha. The air in the forest makes me happy, said Anjali. Suddenly there stood a curious jackal. Girl children, why are you here? He asked. We came to ask Tiger why she took the rain, said Usha. We came to ask Tiger why she is angry, said Anjali. As a side note, there are 3 hidden tigers in this book. There's a hidden tiger on this page. So I'll start with the children. I'll see if they can find those tigers. There was a time when trees touched the river's edge as far as you could see, said Jackal. There were many tigers then. My grandfather told me that back then tiger never crossed the river, said Usha. Yes, the river, the forest, it was and is their home. Many animals live in the forest. They live in the trees and on the ground, protected by the trees, said Jackal. We need the forest too. We find herbs and medicines in the forest, said Anjali, and wood for our houses, said Usha. There was a time when the forest covered most of the Terai. Much of it has been cut, said Jackal. Suddenly, the bird stopped singing. Tiger is near, said Monkey. Come with us. I will show you where the rain is, said Monkey. There's a hidden tiger on this page, too. Every leaf gives off water. The sun pulls that water to the sky and makes a cloud. It takes a cloud to rain. When there is no forest, there will be less rain, said the monkey, and less rain would mean no new forest. New forests need water, said Usha. No forest, no cloud, said Anjali. No cloud, no rain, said Usha. No rain, no forest, said Anjali. No forest, no cloud, said Usha. Take these seeds to your village, said Monkey. Plant them and they will grow into new trees. And new trees will grow into a forest, said Usha. And new forests will bring back the rain, said Anjali. Hidden tiger on this page, hint. We all live under the same sky, said Anjali. When the sun shines, it shines down on humans and tigers together. When it rains, we share the same rain. We feel the same wind, we breathe the same air, said Usha. When we harm the forest, we harm tiger. What harms tiger harms us too, said Usha. We have taken too much. Let's put it back, said Anjali. Let's plant a new forest. It began to rain. That's the last one. Yeah. It began to rain. The tiger looked at the sky. She returned to the forest. Thank you. I have, by the way, I have these little study sheets for children or adults just to color and see 3 words with Sean, see if you can find transpiration. What's the book is about transpiration, evaporation, and so forth. Thank you.